Welcome to Kolorflow Conversations, where we flow freely, speak boldly, and connect colorfully. I am Uakeisha, and this is
Tikisha.
We was laughing before we even started good.
Yes, yes.
No, well, we want to welcome you if this is your first time being with us. We are just two friends who I always say we've been friends for over 30 years, and you always be like, why you gotta say that?
Yes, say that because I know we're gonna get people who don't know the dynamic.
Who don't
So
know, and
I
this is when
have to
people
remember that. It take me back to the first episode when we just started talking.
and if you watch the first episode to now, the first episode we didn't do no introduction.
Nah,
We just started talking.
we just started talking.
We had no mics.
Mm-mm.
Those was good old days though.
Yeah, it
There was
was.
almost 40 episodes ago. And now we at almost 40 episodes. We have our subscribers. I am thankful for the 150 because I know the 150,000 are coming.
Amen. Amen.
You know what I'm saying? You have to speak what you believe is going to happen.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And then you have to believe and do the work. Faith without works is dead. So we do the work. My friend works very hard on creating our commercials and different things. And I got to do a better job of posting. Well, my daddy been in the hospital, so I just kind of been,
Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, just like with last week, we're having us going on a trip. I ain't had time to be doing no commercial, but
yeah,
so
life happens.
Life happens, but we still life happening now.
Life is definitely happening now, and that's what you have to. That has to be one of the message for you because life is always going to happen, no matter what you're trying to accomplish, no matter what you're trying to do. Life is going to happen. But you know what I thought about this week, and this goes on to life happens. I think a little bit, but switching gears a little. Me and you were talking. I don't know what day it was or whatever, and most of our conversations now, it don't even matter what we're talking about. Most of our conversations have some type of spiritual connotation to them.
Absolutely.
Right? So I mean, we could be talking about that with that cup of tea.
Yeah.
And it's going to be something spiritual. But so what I was going to ask you was because we talk about relationships and love. Do you believe that when your husband finds you, that it will be easy for you to balance your life with your spiritual life and your marriage?
So that is something that I have thought about, but I definitely believe it will be because I am trusting God that the connection is the connection. You know what I'm saying? How people talk about like there's no one or whatever they say. I'm trusting God for my one. That I understand that it's not going to be easy and it's going to be struggles. Like I get that, but I'm trusting that when he comes to me, that I'm already in a season of learning to balance and deal with certain things prior to that happening.
And let me say this because I was going to say because when we talked, the conversation I was talking about, I think you mentioned that maybe 90 to 95% of the time when you're in the conversation or just whatever, your entire life right now is about God and spirituality. Mine is probably 75 to 80% where the other part of me is still otherworldly. Not that I'm worldly, but just things are just going on, and I'm getting involved.
I remember this conversation. You want me to give them a little background on it? It was the worldly and the spiritual because I was telling Keisha that I'll say I'm probably 95% my focus is spirituality, trying to determine the meaning or the bigger picture and why God is allowing this to happen. Whereas I don't see a spider and just see a spider.
Right. Everything.
That is the perfect example. Yes. Everything for me, I am looking for a deeper meaning and how it's connected into my life.
we literally in Chicago every day stared at this spider in the window every day.
Yeah,
Like,
I probably looked at that spider at least an hour. I probably was just sitting here and I was just amazed
yeah,
because I'm like, it at one point it wasn't even moving.
it
It was
wasn't
just
moving.
chilling.
And then he didn't leave until the day we
No, we
left.
left.
He didn't leave. So and so I understood completely what you were saying when we were having the conversation. So it made me think like when our life, because there's always a shift.
Yes.
Somebody come and go in your life, and as I said, it's 303. There always a shift. So people come and go. People are gonna be added. Husbands gonna be added. And I was just wondering, like, what was your thought process about that? So you're saying that when that time comes, you believe that you'll be able to have the balance that you would like to have for the marriage.
Yes, yes. But I know that, and I mean this wholeheartedly, like as much as I want that, Keisha, I will leave here without that if
That person,
that person
I
doesn't
get it.
understand that at that point I might be 100%. I don't know if I'm ever going to be 100% because I do need to have my foot a little bit in the world. But you see what I'm saying? Like,
wait. That reminds me of when we was on our trip. Now everybody can see that my friend covers her head. There's a spiritual meaning behind the reason God told her to cover. But we was going out. Remember, we was about to
are
go
you about
out,
to talk about me when I said I was going to
and
put my
she
booty
put out her
shorts
booty
on?
shorts. And I was like, Tikisha, I'm sure that you cover your head don't go with the booty shorts. It just don't. And he was like, I put these shorts on under some little biking shorts. I was like, I still don't think that is. And then I was like, you know what, Keisha, just stay out of business.
Yeah, did I wear it though?
You did wear it. And look, I was like, I'm sure people like, is she is she covered or not, child? But I get it. But I was like, girl, you about to wear the booty shorts with the hijab on your head?
Yes, yes, I am. Because this is my 5%.
Yes, yes. It was like, this is your 5%. You was like, I still got a little whirly in me, but your reasons for cover your head is completely different from what people may see. You weren't told to cover your legs. You was like, let me cover for a different reason. But that's why I was wondering, like, you believe that you will have the balance that you need for the relationship, the marriage, the what is gonna come in your life.
Yes, I am really praying for that. And I know that I'm different.
Yeah.
So it's very important for whoever comes into my life where we're building that friendship, courting and learning each other, that he respects that
Mm-hmm.
and understands that. Because if not, then I got to leave. I don't even talk to as many people as I used to talk to before. And it's not like I'm mad or I don't want to talk to you. It's just my conversations are different.
Yeah.
And if you ain't about that life, you ain't about that life. It's a lot. And I understand it's a lot because I'm always in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. I get it. And I found that my conversations, I just don't even have the conversations anymore. Like I don't talk on the phone or communicate the same way. I like we were talking last week. I still have the same people, but just when you just get to a point where you changing and you feel the shift happening, he don't even allow you to be in the spaces that you used to
You
be
used
in
to
to
be
have
in.
those conversations. So that's what I find myself, because I was wondering in the beginning when my life started shifting and I knew that I had fully surrendered myself to God. Like, we talked about this. I'm the what are people about to think? Because but when you kind of remove yourself from that and don't care, he just allowed it to happen where you don't even have to worry
Worry
about it.
about it. It's just happening.
It don't you don't have to worry about it. It's just going to happen. And then when you do come into those situations where you see people that you haven't seen in a while, they notice because your conversation is different.
Mm-hmm,
Your
mm-hmm.
conversation, you're not going to go into,
Your whole aura,
yeah,
everything. So it's the people see it. Most
yeah.
of the time, though, I almost said this negatively, but I'm just going to say it. Most of the time, demons see the light. They attracted to the light.
They are.
It's a spider over there. But they attracted to the light.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that everybody is demons, but I'm just saying that, there's some people who work more in their dark energy than their light.
Yes. Yes.
But most of the time, light attracts light, but it attracts dark too.
Yes. Yes. And now that it's so funny, you sent me that TikTok about, is it you that sent? It had to be you, because who else would have sent it? Sent me a TikTok about why chosen women are single.
Yes.
And I was like, man, remember that episode where I talked about I ain't never been this single.
Yeah.
And now I'm single.
Yeah.
Baby. Soon as I fully gave it all, it's all about God and me. It's like men be gone. And
but you know what? Not to cut you off, but watching that and just thinking about that in general makes me think about my dating history, because I don't have any long-standing person for real. Not
yes,
for real.
You do.
That's that. No,
yeah.
not something where we are both committed and we not calling it no situationship. Okay. I don't have it where it's like we were aligned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it might have been like, okay, black and white, that's a relationship, but not where it's like.
But I've had, okay, I get what you're saying, but I've had long-standing committed relationships and I wasn't aligned with anyone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not to be negative towards anybody, but
I understand what you're saying.
But alignment with someone, our situations are the same but different, because when I think about alignment and where we're supposed to be with a relationship, your person is going to be aligned with you spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally. You'll be able to learn from him. I can't say, or he'll elevate you spiritually,
yes,
because he's going to be the head. So he'll be able to, and he'll also be able to listen to you as well. Have either of us had that?
No.
So I don't think it's the thing of saying I haven't been in a committed, long-standing relationship, when alignment cannot be there if you was in a long-term thing.
Yeah, you're right. Because we was working in the flesh. That's the difference between then and now.
Exactly. And so that's why I say no harm to anybody that I've been in a relationship with, but we were never aligned, because it's supposed to be spiritual first.
Right.
We just having fun. Like, hey, you cute, I'm cute. Let's be cute together. That's how it's fun.
That made me think of that clip. I don't know his name. I think he's a singer. I'm certain he's a singer. But when he was just like, you may now kiss the bride. That right there was so deep to me, because it just was the usage of now. Like now.
Because you ain't supposed to do it before. It's like, you may now kiss your bride. And it's like, when you think about, I think about how loosely we take marriage and relationships and the vibe.
Our body.
And I think about that. Yes. I think about it a lot now. I think back like, oh, Lord Jesus, forgive me, because I did not know what I didn't know. Like I knew, but I didn't know. Mm-hmm. And now when I think back on it, I'm like, ooh, how loosely it is, and how loosely we are with our bodies, and how loosely we just don't be caring. Yep. And I just be like, man, I'm just glad I have another chance to get it right.
Me too. Praise the Lord for that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad I got another chance to get it right, and I believe that's why we both single now, because he ain't gonna allow anybody to come to us, that ain't right. It's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
The alignment has to be there. So that's why we so okay and happy being by ourselves.
Yeah, I am so used to it that it's just what it is. Like I would like that, but
And this is what's funny about you, and I noticed this on the trip, and I think I've noticed it when we go to other places too. Men be attracted, like they want to say something to you, and I be looking like this man. Oh, and they'll just stare at you, like they can see it, but they won't say anything because they know that they not ready, that they not right all the time, all the time. And I'll be looking like, did you see how he was looking at you? And you be like,
Yeah, I
and you
see.
keep
Like,
on
I
walking
see him all the time, all in my face.
all the time, and I just be like, he just gonna stare and not say nothing. But now that I think about it, and now that I see that we're having this conversation, it's because they know they're not aligned with where you are, and yeah, I see
So
it.
when it happened, I believe that I'll have some balance. I honestly, and I think we shared this before about reading the daily devotion that we're doing together. I actually think a part of that is helping me too, because
she talks a lot about that.
Yeah, and you need balance in your whole entire life. Like, I'm a mother, so I'm gonna need it with that.
Yeah,
with the future husband,
with work, businesses.
Yes.
Did you read the one for today yet?
No, I read them at the end of the day so I can reflect.
When you read the one for today, it talks about being a perfectionist.
And that is something that I have really struggled with probably, I was going to say at work, but I've struggled with that in every aspect of my life. So I was having a conversation yesterday with a good friend of mine, and I was talking about the things that I didn't do. You know how I harp on this all the time with my parenting thing. And she said that you gave love. So let all of that go from 29 years ago. You gave love. But that right there, it didn't hit me right now that that's a part of that perfectionism. That I want to be perfect at everything. You know, I work for a company whereas we're graded. Like, each loan that goes through a grading system, and when I don't get that, when I get that 98 and 98 is acceptable, I'm like, what? I'm looking for the hundreds and the 99. So yesterday I met with one of the supervisors, Keisha, for an hour and a half to go over every single loan that I got a 98 on. Yeah, I sure did.
And it's acceptable though, right?
Yeah. But I wanted to make sure that I understood to not make the mistakes anymore, because I am operating from trying to be perfect. I even think about that in my own business. Like, when I don't get feedback, you know what I'm saying, right away. And every client doesn't give feedback. And I'm just like, but I'm like, I have to pull that away because I'm being spirit led. I'm saying what I'm supposed to say. And it's on y'all on what you take away from it. It ain't for me, because he working in me. And with every time I have a session, I learn something. So even if it don't make the person better, it make me better. But I don't know how you can walk away from me and not be better. I'm just
Come
saying.
on now,
I'm just saying. Because
I don't think I struggle with that as much as I used to, because you know I've been working for myself for a long time with clients, and I used to compare. I think, you know, I went through a season of comparing myself to other people who did what I did, or, you know, like I'm probably not doing this the best or whatever.
It's crazy that you said that, because I never looked at it like that until right now. I never looked at it like you were comparing.
Remember I used to send you pictures all the time?
Yes, but now I see that I never looked at it. I looked at it as that you were just trying to perfect your work, but at the same time, it is a comparison.
It's a comparison, even when you're trying to perfect your work, because if you're looking at other things, like, I wish I could do mine like that, you know, and not feeling jealous or envious of anybody, because I've never done that really, but I was trying to perfect my work. But then I had to realize that I'm an artist and your work could be imperfect. And what I also realize is I do great work, but I don't think that's the main reason I have the clientele I have. I think it's because of my soul and my spirit. And, you know, you're going to get a great experience.
Yeah.
And once I released that feeling of trying to perfect it, it actually got better. Because, you know what I mean? Because I don't, I meet new people all the time and I never wonder what they look like or how I'm going to do it. I just let God use me completely, you know, and I realized it, but this is my first time saying it out loud. I let him use me completely when people come in. And even if I don't get the reaction of like some people be like, oh my God, I love it.
Right.
And some people just be like, okay. I don't let that make me feel like I wasn't perfect. Because they come back. And if they don't, I did my work.
You know, when I struggled with that one client, because I've only had one that I was just wondering about. And when I talked to you, you said something similar to what you're saying right now. Mm-hmm. And it really did make me feel better because I know in my personal business, I know I'm surrendering to God. Because half of the stuff I say, God is literally giving me the words because I have no clue how I know this or where it's coming from. You know, so when you said that, it just really made me like, I need to release it because spirit is the employer.
Yes, we just read that.
So it's like I'm being led, you being led, you doing it, you coming into your creativity. And most creatives, that's what they're doing. I keep looking at the spider. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that's how it is. Once I really, and honestly, I've been doing what I do for over 20 years, probably 24, 25. I don't even know really, because I'm not one to keep up with dates. You know, some people celebrate the anniversary of their business. I don't do that. I don't know if it's just because I just treat it as God blessed me with this, and I'm gonna go day by day. When He lead me to do something more than for my clients, then I do that. Like right now, I give out these little gifts in the baskets, and I got these little prayer cards that I have in there as well now. So I try to show appreciation all the time to them rather than having a special month to say I appreciate you. But like I really would have to think back on what year it is I've been doing this. But
I don't even know when I started in the mortgage industry, and it's so funny that you said that because I've had interactions with loan officers that have been like, "Well, I've been doing this, and I started," and I'd be like, "I don't need your resume because you're still wrong."
and that part because I see a lot of people. And there's nothing wrong with having a full resume and a beautiful resume and a lot of credentials and everything. But I don't go off into my schooling or who I've met, or because some people come in and say, have you done any celebrities? What difference that gonna make?
Right.
Because they ain't changed my life. God gonna change my life, not what I've done. And I just don't get off into no long list of credentials or whatever. Every day I'm thankful. I wake up, I go unlock the doors to my studio. I go do my clients that He's blessed me with. When I lock them doors and go home, I leave it at work.
Period.
I don't worry about did they like it, did they break out. No, because I believe God got me covered. I ain't got no call back, girl. This done did this. Nope. I'm not a perfectionist at this. If I don't get the eyebrows right now, after a while, I start working on. I'll be okay. Forget it. Ain't gonna. Because what can you do? It's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I get that. I've been there. Like, okay, this area right here, this ain't nothing for us to discuss. I ain't getting nothing on that. I don't know what to tell you about your love life.
Girl, listen, I know what I am really great at. I know what I'm great at doing. But if it's something that I'll be like, why is this not coming out right today? Let me just move to the next thing. I don't stay on something too long. And I tell my kids that when they doing schoolwork, don't stay on something too long that's going to give you a headache.
This conversation is for me. This is almost like a follow-up from the session that I had yesterday with the manager, because she was just like, don't stay on it too long. That's what I'm here for. Put in the help ticket and get some help.
You got support.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to know is we have support for almost everything.
Everything.
Almost everything. Literally, I have learned to utilize my support. When somebody say, "Do you need anything?"
Yes.
Yes.
I sure do.
I do.
You know, I don't think I realized how much support I had.
Mhm.
And that can be a downfall.
Yeah.
That's a big downfall. And that was just one of the things too, reflecting back on the trip again, you know, with your sister, like, you got me. Like, I'm a resource.
Yes. And look, you know how I am with utilizing resources. I will find a way.
Man, I remember when I had that pep talk with your son, and that was one thing that I said to him. And I was just like, I don't know. Don't you ever be worried. I said, because one thing about your mother is she is resourceful. She's going to figure it out. If she don't know it, she gonna find somebody.
Always. I don't have a degree. I didn't go 4-year university. I don't have no master's, PhD, and all that. But I've had conversations with people who've had these things. I have really good relationships with a lot of people in business that give me ideas for my own business that I had to learn. You ain't gotta have no degree to be successful in this industry, to do this or to have this for your children. I'm like, man, just surround yourself with the people that's gonna be your resource. That's gonna be your support. And my son could call me now and be like, blah blah this, and I'm like, oh, give me a day or two. Let me do some research. The research is there. We got to utilize our support, and when we don't have earthly support,
tell it.
We got the godly support.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The godly support that says to us that when I told you, was it last week or week before, that I'll just get quiet and just be like, okay, I am about to feel myself getting frustrated. So what is it that I'm supposed to be doing? Who am I supposed to talk to? Or do I just leave this situation alone? Because sometimes you just gotta leave it alone.
Yes, and that's where I'm at in certain things of my life, where I said that I'm not about to keep talking about it. Things happen. You have that person, you know, that you confide in. You do that and you move on. You don't keep talking about it, especially if you're not doing no actions to make it any better. In certain situations, there's nothing you can do to change it but wait on the Lord.
That's it.
So I'll talk his ear off to death. Today, he like, let me speed this up so you can move on to something else, okay? Because I can't tell you how many times I done stopped and was just like, oh, okay, let me get on my knees. And I'm going to say something to you like, I'm a praying woman, but I ain't no get on my knees kind of girl. When I get to the flow.
Yes, same. Because I don't get on my knees a whole lot either. But when I do get on my knees down and be like, listen, here, Lord, for real.
For real.
Then I'm like, when I get up off of the knees, I'm like, whew.
Yeah.
I feel lighter.
Yeah. Last night I was just like, it was a knee moment. I got in my bed and I don't even remember falling asleep. But I woke up and was just like, oh, okay, it's a new day.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. I mean, people be stressed out, busted, congested, can't make it, crying. And I get it. I get it because we are human, we are flesh, and like we said, life happens. But I'm just intentional about putting myself in a space where I'm utilize my resources, where I'm gonna figure it out, because sometimes he give us common sense.
Yes.
And you gotta use it.
And you gotta use it.
And a lot of people don't want to use a common sense. I'm going to always go to my common sense, like, what makes sense in this situation? Just like when I talked about becoming okay with my father's marriage, or becoming okay with my ex-husband and his, girlfriend, his companion, what makes common sense? Does it make sense to be mad at people or not like and waste my energy?
And waste your energy.
Child,
spending time on something that doesn't directly affect your life.
No.
Not directly, indirectly.
Indirectly, but not really
not
every day.
Really every day.
It don't affect.
It's not right in front of you, something you got to deal with constantly. No. So we have to make better choices.
I am intentional, and I think that the things that hurt us the most, and you've helped me in this area, and we probably help each other, because when you in a situation with the people that you love the most, it almost feel like I can't be intentional about this because I'm hurt.
Yes, the hurt overpowers when it's the people that you love the most.
Yeah.
That's when I feel like the enemy is at his strongest.
Yes.
Because he knows you don't know how to see beyond
that. And
you just see right now what's in your face.
Yes.
But
yes,
there's so much further down the road. It's a journey, and you just have to release and keep going. The enemy will attack you with what you love the most.
Yes. And he has attacked.
Yeah.
Because, we've been through it, and I'm sure the people that's watching this have been through
it too.
They attack you the most. I remember when my mother had gotten sick, and I'm sure other people can relate to this. When she had her stroke, and when you lose your independence, you are sometimes meanest to the people closest to you. And I would watch her actions with us, our immediate family. She just seemed so combative sometimes, and I had to realize, like, the enemy attacks like the weakest link. They know that she really can't think properly because this stroke has got her brain. And she, when something is affecting you in the brain, and even people who ain't been sick, something affecting
you in the brain.
Yeah. So we have to like kind of just release that and just let God do his perfect work. And we continue to be who we supposed to be. And that's what I try to do. Like, I am intentional about situations that don't directly affect me. I'm like, man, I ain't about to put no energy on this. And the stuff that does directly affect me, then I go to him on my knees constantly and say, I don't know how to handle this or fix this. So I'm going to continue to be intentionally the loving person that I am. And I'm going to let you do your perfect work, because you're the only one that's perfect, not me. So, girl.
Amen to that. I agree. Because the choices that we have to make, like you said, we have to be intentional, because we can instantly blow up and make a situation worse.
Yeah.
And you can look back and realize it's never that serious. Especially when people that you say you love are involved. It's never that serious.
Yeah, that's why I believe, like, going back to when you get your husband and how you have changed on the inside. We both have, I'm saying about you, because you're going to get a husband.
Okay. I received it. How you said last week, the man at the restaurant received it. I received it.
He sure did say I received that. But, have you changed on the inside to have that balance? And you've always been nurturing and everything. But when we get mad, we can blow up and fly off. And now we are learning, because I was like, that's why he hasn't come yet, because we have still been learning how to have conversations without blowing up and cussing somebody out or wanting to go upside their head.
Yes.
We have to learn that.
God has been putting me strategically in situations to see how you gonna handle this. That spirit that's in you, because it don't necessarily leave. You just constantly taming it. Is you about to bring it out?
Yep.
Or are you just gonna move in peace and just use your words? And use your words effectively and calmly.
Yes.
Not, again, cussing somebody out. Like, you know what? I'm not even going to say nothing right now.
Did you realize that those the lessons that he been giving you?
Yes. But my thing is with the people. But again, it's just like, in order for me to learn things, I have to go through hard lessons.
Yeah.
I'm
Because it's
realized,
like, how much can you take?
yeah,
How much? I'm gonna give you a little more. I'm gonna make it a little
yes,
worse.
yes.
I'm gonna make it a
And
little worse.
especially because I'm just gonna be as transparent as I can be. My desire to be a wife and to have a husband is so great.
Mm.
So if I cannot master communication without tapping into anger,
Yeah. Yeah.
I cannot be a wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he has to utilize those that I love the most. He has to put me in certain situations to see how you gonna handle this. Are you gonna stay calm? Are you gonna sit back and listen for that clarity, that wisdom that you
Mm-hmm.
praying for every day to let me guide you and
Mm-hmm.
show you how to handle this situation?
Preach to the people.
And
For real.
in these situations, real talk, Kim, she been saying this, and I think we all say this, you can't expect you from you. So I cannot be in this place of healing and listening and expecting the person that I'm in a situation with to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
How you react is how you react.
Mm-hmm.
This my test.
Mm-hmm.
This
Mm-hmm.
my life. This is on how I'm going to react, because what I'm going to always do is come from a place of love. Even if we are not speaking, I'm
Mm-hmm.
still going to come from a place of love. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
around you, I'm still going to speak because I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love the situation and the
Yes. Yes.
circumstance.
Absolutely. Yes.
But see, the me before, oh,
Baby.
I'm real good at them cuss words. Okay. And
Yeah.
then I have that other side of me that gets physical. Just being honest.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had to transition from all of that and completely surrender and release, because I want to work from the fruits of the spirit.
Same. Same. And working from the fruits of the spirit, I guess people could feel like it's hard to say that you are going to work from that, but it's really not as hard when you fully surrender the way that you and I have. It's
You
go
know what
ahead.
I find for me? I don't find it, it's not hard for me to do. It's easy for me to do, but I get sad because I get stuck. And I wrote about this in a blog, and I'm glad I'm thinking about this because this is a reminder for myself. I get stuck in the time.
Mm.
Like I want the problem or whatever the situation is to be fixed right now, now, now. And I have to know that God's timing is not mine. So when
Mm-hmm.
you're dealing with two people,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if you mind me using this as an example, you shared a little bit about how you had to step outside and ground.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted you to be okay right in that moment,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
because I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you
Yeah.
knew it was okay, because most of these
Mm-hmm.
situations that we're in, we always know that it's going to be okay because we
Yeah.
trust God that He
Yeah.
got us, and what's going to happen
You right.
is going to happen, and we're going to work through it. But I wanted you to see that on my timing.
Mm-hmm.
But you had to take your time and step away, and that be the thing that we want, what we want now.
Mm-hmm.
But God don't work like that. So He got to work through our spirit separately to bring us back together in His timing when it's meant for us to come back together. And we also have to accept that certain situations, you don't come back together with that person.
Mm-mm. You right. You right.
And that may be a hard pill to swallow. But when you trust in the Lord, you swallow that pill.
You sound like a preacher for real
I'm
right
just
there.
saying, you swallow that pill and
Yeah.
then you become a little bit more relaxed. But I operate in the hurt and I want it now, because what I can stand right here and say, I know God gonna fix it.
Absolutely.
It may not be how I want it. I was praying for my mama. You know what I'm saying? And she ended up passing away. So it didn't end how I wanted. But all of those other prayers when she was sick that I was praying,
Mm-hmm.
they went how I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to follow what God's plan was.
And now
And
look,
I
you
still
living
carry her in my heart.
and you living through her prayers now.
Yes. I stand on it. Okay.
Yeah, you straight up. I know that. Me and you. I'm like,
yes.
I know we living through our
We
mama
are
prayers.
living through our mama's prayers. And when I go through things, it makes me want to talk to her. So I just be like, I already know. Like, I know my mama don't work certain things like this. I know she wants me. My whole life, she was just like, you had to be the bigger person. But now that we have talked through what that truly means to be the bigger person, God wants us all to be the bigger person.
All of us. All of us.
Every last one.
And don't nobody.
And if we all stepped into that.
And how many times you know somebody that said, I'm tired of being a bigger person.
I done said it. I testify. I done said it. I'm tired of being a bigger person. I'm always a bigger person. F that S.
Well, I'm tired. Why I always got to be the bigger person? Why I always got to answer that question?
But now
you have to be the bigger person because God called you to be the bigger person.
Yep.
Period. Yep. Point blank. If you feel like I got to be the bigger person in this, then that's what you're called to do.
Yeah. Period.
We both said it at the same time. So for real, if you feel like I'm tired of being the bigger person, I'm tired of this, I'm tired, then you really need to switch that and think on the other side of that, like, why am I called to be the bigger person? Why am I chosen to be the bigger person?
Yes. Or analyze the situation. Because sometimes it's situations where we think it's being a bigger person and it's not. You're not even being bigger.
It ain't even big.
It's a simple task. Just do it.
Just do it. It's not a big deal. It's just something to do.
Yes.
You know, you making it a big thing. It's not a big thing.
Yes.
Just be intentional and do it. Just, yeah. That's a lot of situations. When I thought about my life, I'm like, am I being a bigger person or am I just, this not a big deal?
Yeah.
That's not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
Apologizing to somebody, that's not a big deal.
No.
Understanding the differences between someone else and yourself, not a big deal.
Really not a big deal.
Let me accept you for who you are.
Yeah.
Basically. Because that takes us back to the beginning of this conversation that we talked about. You accept me and know that I am 95%.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I accept you. And that's the thing, when you accept a person, because I try to, and I think that's the thing about having empathy and being empathetic. It's not always, taking on their emotions. It's sometimes as simple as just understanding that, let me see from their point of view.
Yeah.
Because they may not even be coming from a place of malicious intent. It's just how they view it differently. But we get so caught up in our emotions and in the moment, and then we don't want to have conversations. Sometimes you need to have a conversation that you might think is uncomfortable, and it's really not. Because was your conversation uncomfortable once you started talking?
No.
Exactly. Point proven. No. It's October. Lee receiving balance.
No, like seriously, but the conversations that I thought would be uncomfortable, once I fully surrendered to God and really had my awakening in the spirit, nothing was uncomfortable for me. Like literally. Now, don't get me wrong, some things could still frustrate me a little bit, like, but then I don't even stay in that as long as I used to. Because like you said, I realized, okay, I can work this out. Let me just,
a lot of times I just slow myself down to see where spirit is leading me, to see what to say and see how to handle it. Because when you act from your emotions right in it, sometimes that's where the confusion and the conflict surfaces.
Yeah. So sometimes I am not quick to give replies or answers, because sometimes you can come off fleshly and use a tone or a word that is not that you really don't even mean it.
Mm-hmm.
So I am more intentional now about, because I'm like, I'm just not mad like that no more. I don't nothing but there is not a person that get on my nerves enough. Now people get on my nerves, but not enough for me to just be like they gonna control my whole feeling or attitude. I just ain't giving it that type of energy. I'm not.
I'm not either.
I'm not.
I be so like not to. This where my little narcissism come in. I be so consumed with me. What God want me to do?
You like forget you.
Yes,
I'm trying to
figure out me. What is my path?
Yeah.
How am I? You know what I'm saying? I just want to be a good person. So what do I need to do? And what I'm also, and I don't know if we've ever talked about this, is I'm learning myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning how I really process things and look at things and view life. So I'm concentrating on that. I ain't sitting. I ain't
you know what
time.
I'm concentrating on, and we've talked about this, is the legacy that we're leaving for our generations
Absolutely.
after us.
I think that's like the head of our life right now.
Like, and I'm not talking about no money or anything. The legacy and the lessons that I'm teaching my children to teach their children to teach their children.
Yes.
That is what I think about now, because we even talked about this podcast is going to be online for years to come. My bloodline down the years is going to know about God and how to handle situations and how to love everybody, how to be intentional, how to live on this earth and not let this BS stuff become bigger than what it should
become bigger than what it should.
That is what I think about now more than anything. Like this little menial stuff people be dealing with, I ain't got time for that. I'm thinking about the legacy I'm leaving for my kids.
Same.
I don't have time for that. I'm thinking about the lessons that when I pick my daughter up from school today, the talks that me and her going to end up having and what lessons we going to learn from each other. I'm not thinking about no.
That's exactly that's exactly where my head is at.
Yeah.
Like my son and I started going bowling every Sunday. We've been doing it a few weeks now, and that be like the highlight
of your week.
Yes. Yeah. Like it sets the tone for the whole week, you know, and then our interactions and the conversations that we're having, because I'm older, so I know more.
Yeah.
And I'm telling him things, you know, and helping him in certain aspects. That's where I'm at. And I'm doing that right in my journal because I want these papers to be here down the line.
And I think that that's what we need to realize as a generation, this generation now, because the life has changed so much. We was kids, we didn't have social media, cell phones, whatever. What lessons are we leaving them?
Yeah.
What lessons are we teaching them? Are we teaching them that you need to look good on social media? Or you need to have the latest whatever, even though we still like that stuff.
Yeah, we do. We accept gifts.
We like that stuff. But is that the most important thing in life, is to look cute, get your bundles, get your this, get your, because you know I used to love the bundles too.
Yes.
But I'm saying, what's the most important thing? Man, if you lose everything, if we lose everything, you just gotta know, just like I just finished reading Job, that God got you and he could bring you back. He can bring you back. Them the lessons I want mine to learn. So I don't care about none of the other stuff.
Let me say this. This don't have nothing to do with nothing, but you was talking about the bundle. So you know how I've been real bad since I have been covering my head with taking care of my hair. So you know I recently got a retwist. So this morning when I stepped out the shower and I had sprayed my hair, I was just like, woo, you looking cute. Your hair growing this all long. I didn't even want to wrap it today because I was in that vein. Like, I need the world to see that.
But when I seen your hair last week, I was like, girl, your hair is so pretty. Oh my God. And you was like, I know.
Yes, I can't wait to do the review.
But the fact that you like you was like, I'm still gonna cover this up.
Yes.
And I was like, girl,
it's so full and so pretty.
It's so pretty. But I was like, yeah, if God don't tell me to do it, I'm gonna have to do it too. But he ain't told me that. He said I can wear my shoulders out.
That's so funny. That is so
Oh,
funny.
listen, I've enjoyed. I say it all the time.
Yes, keep saying it. Keep saying it because we keep enjoying this
I've
healing
enjoyed
sessions.
our conversation today. I was helped by our conversation
Me
today.
too.
I feel full and healed again because it's like we said, it's levels to healing. And, this just gave me more revelation on my fuel until next Thursday.
Yes, same.
Listen, we want y'all to like, listen, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and tell another friend that we are here. Just two friends. Hey, we want to know what y'all think in the comments. Tell us what you think about this conversation in the comments. Let us know if you agree, if you disagree, some points that you may have helped you.
Do a recap on the conversation on these points that we want y'all to comment on.
Yeah.
In the comments, as Keisha say, down in the comments.
I appreciate every text message I get that says this is being a blessing to them. This is helping them. They enjoy it. They were just talking to their friends about the same thing. But we want y'all to tell it in the comments so other people can see how it's helping you as well. So leave us a note. Let us know. You can send us an email too, colorflowconversations@gmail.com. Is that all, friend?
Yeah, that's all.
All right, we see y'all.
I told you to do a recap on what we talked about.
Oh, you was actually telling me to recap?
Yeah.
Tikisha, I don't remember everything.
Me either. Okay.
I remember. We talked about so much. Okay, I'll say this. We did talk about the balance of in the beginning. Will you have balance with your spiritual life and your future husband?
You're right. That set it off.
That set it off. Will you have balance for your future life and your husband? Being intentional, and we talked about how you mentioned how you had to change yourself because you could go from 0 to 10 and cuss people out, and how is that going to prepare you for your future husband?
Yes.
Because if you can't control your anger, then how can you have a peaceful household? And the virtuous woman, that Proverbs 31 woman, she wasn't angry.
Mm-mm. You know what I do? I know we coming to a close, but you know what I do have that she got?
What?
Getting up early in the morning.
On that note, we'll see y'all next week.